What's up, guys? Good afternoon. Welcome aboard to the weekly recap here on GAR Capital's YouTube channel. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and that like button. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. That starts with you hitting that subscribe button. Appreciate it as always. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our content, including our daily morning notes with me at 9 in the morning every market day. Hope to see you there. First thing here, showing in front of you is our Discord server. This is where we have pretty much all our news and information regarding our signals, our breakdowns, question and answers, and everything like that. So if you are someone that enjoys the videos, this is the place you need to be, even if it's part of our free plan, which is our live market blog. This is free for everybody. If you are interested in joining this, make sure to go to our website, www.gar.capital. Make sure to click access our Discord. Then scroll down to free plan. A lot of people have asked about getting free trials. We do freebies on there as well. I'll make sure to tag everyone so everyone knows when we throw a freebie out there. Just turn notifications on your Discord, and then you'll get all the information from us direct. So hope to see you there. Here we are with the premium signals for the week. I mean, just an amazing one all around. I just want to take the moment to really absorb this. If you guys have been watching our videos every week, you kind of see this is like a live journal in a sense. It's been, what I would say, 4 weeks ago. Let's say about a month ago. We're kind of not struggling, but getting some momentum, trying to get some momentum. And I said very clearly that I feel like we're going to get a streak going. That it's time to get that momentum. And it looks like we finally kind of cracked it. So, third consecutive perfect trading week. XLE calls and Tesla puts this week were excellent. New year to date consecutive option trade signal streak of 15. We had 14 in January. Q1, as of right now speaking, is officially to be on track for our best trading in terms of the history of the company. I've been doing this for 10 years, since 2014. And this quarter Q1, in terms of options trading, is the best we've ever had. 81% in a quarter. March, absolutely perfect. 12 for 12. That includes Palantir calls, Apple puts. Again, it's not just buying calls forever. This is kind of really looking at everything in the market, puts and calls. Robinhood calls, those hit 20. DraftKings calls, Bitcoin. We definitely took advantage of Bitcoin this month. The last 2 months, actually. Disney calls, Google puts, Disney calls. We had Tesla puts, the 170s. We had Palantir calls. We had Tesla puts again. We had the XLE energy calls, and then we had Micron 100 calls. I mean, just a dream start to the month. The idea is just to keep it going, keep the risk in check. And I really want to reiterate this point. When you're having these good streaks, guys, it's very important to keep the things the way they are. No need to go crazy. Take your time and trade at a time. We're just going to keep going forward. What got us here is patience. What got us here is doing our homework in terms of doing our charting, making sure and preparing ourselves every day. And that's where luck is generated, right? It's opportunity meaning preparation. That's all it is. So let's keep staying lucky and move forward. So just want to give everyone a round of applause in the group. I'm so proud of everybody. This is why we do it, is to help y'all. And I hope that we continue this march forward. I want to break the record of 21 in a row. I mean, we are now at 15 in a row. So on our way there. Very, very excited to see what else is forward. So let's go ahead and get started with the market and what I'm looking at for the week. Let's take a look at S&P 500 futures together. Here we are, S&P 500 futures. Again, the market was red this week. So anything too concerning? Not really. I did play some shorts. We did S&P futures short. We did gain about 10 points, but I talked about that in the morning note. If you're interested on that, I talked about it on Friday morning at 9 a.m. Make sure to take a look at our YouTube channel for all that info. We talked about that pullback, but again, we're still stuck in this channel here. So really the thing that stands out this week is that we're going to have Fed Chair Powell speaking. And that'll be on Wednesday. That'll be his press conference for the Fed rate decision. The expectation is that there will be no action, no cut, no raise, no nothing. So then the question and answer comes in at 2:30. That's the press conference. That's where you get some volatility. We'll see what we get. Here are levels to concern yourself with. 51, 52, that is going to be your support. Anything above 52.30 or 52.50, you got 5,300 and above. So right now we're at a point of kind of in the middle. I'm kind of leaning bearish. Don't get me wrong. Kind of like pulling back, start testing 50, 59. That's where I'm leaning towards. But every time I've said that, semiconductors keep going higher and the market goes higher. So can't be too upset, obviously. But we'll play the cards that were dealt. And as of right now, S&P 500 is kind of just choppy, and that's okay. We got the Fed coming up. Nasdaq a little different. Got this wedge breakdown here. See this purple lines here breaking down. The question is, do we bounce right around 17.9 is what I'm looking at. Maybe we get back to around 18.1 or so, kind of hang around there, and then just really got to hold this channel here of 17,865. If that doesn't hold, well, that's where things can get rather ugly. Then we're talking about 17,542, but we're thinking way down the line here. If we're looking at the chart right now, we're seeing that right around 18,000 seems to be that support currently. So we're about 63 points ahead of it. Just very choppy on the indices. Futures trading hasn't been the easiest in terms of setting up. If you're trying to do scalping, just a lot of fake outs. It's a very how do I put this in the easiest terms? A stock picker's market. That's what it is. So here are the stocks that I'm watching this week, a couple of them, and I'm going to put the rest on the actual blog itself. Excuse me, not the blog. It's going to be on the watch list and charts for premium and masterclass. Bloggers, don't worry, I got you. We're going to go ahead and put 3 stocks that I'm watching as well uh, for the weekly update as well when we put the video up. So you'll have all that ready for your week. Let's go and take a look at Tesla. And again, this is a stock that we traded a couple of times to the short side. And there's a couple of things that I want to go over here. And I think it's time that we're playing a bounce now. I know we were bearish for a little bit, and that's fair, but there's value out there, especially when sentiment is rather depressed. See this green box here? It's 160 to right around 147. That's going to be kind of our buy zone. And once we do, we're looking for a bounce up to here. Now, again, measured move. Obviously, all things being perfect, that would be a perfect bounce, right? Things can get weird. Things can get very, very ugly rather quickly. This could break out. You never know. But again, incrementally, we're speaking. This is your buy zone, 147 to 160, right? If in terms of buying the stock, if you want to swing it, in terms of options, if you want to swing it. So again, we're going to use that here and then play the bounce to around 220 area. That's right around a 36% jump if it's from 162. So that's going to be what we're looking for moving forward. We're going to use depressed sentiment, pretty much oversold conditions across the board. And I think it's time for Tesla just to really do what it's been doing really since last June, which is playing a ping pong downside move. Now, again, this could break, but I foresee this coming back to 220, kind of a little bit of some dip buying out there. And we'll see if Tesla can actually keep that momentum higher. I'm looking for at least 217.53. From there, we can start making decisions. But as of now, we're going to use right around that 160 to 148 buy zone as our support. If we do break below 147, then 135 is your next stop. And if that's the case, we can always short it as well. I hate to do that because I kind of want to play the counter trend here on Tesla. Let's take a look. Excuse me. One more here on Citibank. This is a name I played with Masterclass. Get me above 58.33. I bet the 60 calls are going to have a ton of volume. So buy some time on that one. I foresee that banks are going to do very well. The only thing I'm concerned with Citibank is we possibly get a retest of right around 54.89. So we'll see what happens in terms of the Fed on Wednesday, but that's what I'm watching for some trading. And I got one more for y'all. DAL. This is Delta Airlines. Above 44.49. We're going to go ahead and play this gap fill here on the daily. That's going to get you to 47.30. 47.30, that's your gap fill. So keep an eye on the volume on Delta moving forward. Again, we want to buy time. Anything above 2 weeks, that's what we're looking for. Anything above 2 weeks, we have done excellent trading. So again, buy time. Choppy conditions happen, but this is the expectation moving forward. Let's look at a couple things that's on my radar as well. Let's take a look at crude oil. Remember, we did play energy stocks this week, but I did trade crude oil short term, but got burned on that, unfortunately. But doesn't mean that all is lost. Crude oil moving forward, we have an opportunity at possibly looking at the 82.50 to around $85 level here. So what are we looking for specifically? Well, we can use 83 and a quarter as our next resistance moving forward. And then if that breaks, we kind of go ahead and look for 85 on crude oil. It would be nice if we had some kind of, momentum indicator, but we have a couple. We have the 20 days crossing above the 200 days. So maybe a change in trend, possibly. So, let's keep an eye on energy companies again. Let's take a look at XLE. XLE is not done as of yet. I traded that with our premium members. 93.82 is the target, right around 93.50 or so. So I still foresee energy having a little more on the bid on the upside. XOM, same deal. It's at 111.27. Masterclass is in the money. If we break above 112.20, we can always play this gap fill here, right around 115.01. So we'll play the 115 calls, kind of coincide with the bullish crude oil theme. Take a look at gold. Gold is something I'm watching very, very closely. Why? Possible reversal candle on the weekly. So let's take a look at the daily here. All I'm looking for is a retest, but we do have the 20-day here. So let's target 2104 as our next support. So that's going to be our zone to target on a pullback. How do we know if we get a pullback or not? Do you see that wick that we have there right there at 2151? That was that wick previous all-time high. Technically speaking, that could be your retest, sure. So that's why I want to go ahead and break that. If we can get to around 2149, I'm comfortable shorting all the way down to 2104 to 2089. That's going to be a nice, nice short. If something happens in terms of the Fed, that would be positive dollar and negative gold. So again, gold has been money this year, has done absolutely great as the dollar has pulled back. But again, below 2151, we're looking for a retest right around 2103, the 20-day moving average, to around 2089, excuse me. For anyone who wants to trade options in that way, maybe we have a way to trade GLD to the downside, right around 194 to 195 puts. What are we going to look for the break? Below 199. Fair enough. And if we do that with time, I think we can snag gold as well. So, it doesn't always have to be futures. It doesn't have to be commodities. You can also play those option proxies as well, like we've been doing on Bitcoin and so on and so forth. So, some really good stuff out there. I like crude for a little more action. I like Tesla for a bounce back. I like Delta Airlines for more upside. I think gold retests and pulls back. What about good old Nvidia? Everyone loves Nvidia. Below 824.78, that's what I'm looking for even a conversation of buying the stock. We're still in surge pricing, guys. All of this is nothing for right now. AMD, but we can go to semiconductors rather quickly. If we go ahead and break above 197.15, there's a gap to fill at 205.05. Problem might be a little expensive. So we're above the 20 now, just like what I think is going to happen to gold. We had that big reversal candle, pulls back to the all-time highs, retests, and we bounce. That's the expectation. And that's what we got for the week. So we do have the Fed on Wednesday. We also have Fed Chair Powell, I believe, having a press conference or so. Let me see if I can verify that. Powell will be speaking at 9 a.m. on Friday, opening remarks at the, quote, Fed Listens event in Washington, D.C. For that, I'm not sure if he even is going to have some kind of commentary on monetary policy, since he will just spoken about that on Wednesday itself. So we'll kind of use Powell's speech on Friday as kind of a offset from what Wednesday's action is going to be. So we'll just keep an eye on what's moving. I mean, kind of looks like we're due for a pullback, as we know. Nasdaq looking like it, but S&P is holding up, and the banks look decent. Energy looks great. I just think it looks like a rotation out of high flying Nasdaq for a bit and more into value. So I think you hammer energy. I think you hammer the banks for more upside. I think gold takes a step back. We'll see what we get moving forward. So, I mean, what a great week. What a great month. All I want to do is continue that for you guys step by step. Um, what more can I say than just, keep it going? That's all we can do. Keep the momentum, day in, day out. Let's keep the work going. And I got bigger goals than where we are not at now, guys. Way bigger goals. We can do better. I fully believe so. And I believe that we're just beginning to scratch the surface of something really special. Trading that's going to be beyond our wildest expectations. And I'm ready for that challenge. And I hope that you guys do join us. I mean, it's a lot to give expectations about, 21 in a row or how many trades in a row or win loss. But what I can at least try to do is give the maximum effort every day consistently. And I believe with good habits over time, that's where success is led. That's why doing this for 10 years, we're only getting better. So I hope you join us, www.gar.capital. Appreciate you guys as always. Leave it comment in the comment box below if you have any questions. And we'll see you guys on Monday for the next morning note. Cheers all.